across the country, crossing your area. You're in tune to 108.9 Network Radio. You're in tune to the Harrison and Noble Show on Network Radio. Network Radio. Yo guys, it's Noble here from the Harrison and Noble Show. Just me today. Harrison cannot make it today, so we're still gonna have a good rocking show. I've got a good show lined up for you guys today. We're going to be talking to two people a little bit later who go to a wrestling training school, and we're going to be finding out what it's like. And one of these people who we're going to be talking to actually does shows as well. So he actually goes to like events and does wrestling and stuff like that. So it's going to be awesome, and we're going to get the general idea about what it's like to be in one of these training schools, to to go practicing, learning about wrestling, and the sort of stuff that they have to do. And it's obviously not all easy out there training. There's obviously a lot of work which does go into it, so it'll be quite interesting to speak to these people a little bit later on in the show. Also, we will be giving the news. I will give you a weather update. When Harrison's not here, I can't do the full thing, but I can give you a bit of news and give you a general idea of the weather. I possibly won't be able to do travel, but we should do quite well. So anyway, as usual, I'm going to start off with a tune for you guys while I just get the stream comments up. And this first tune actually comes from AJ Tracy, Hood Antics, and it's the J.G bootleg. It's a new one from the D-Prot YouTube channel, so turn it up, listen hard, and I will be back after the tune to see if you guys are commenting.
Please don't act up, please don't play. Too many antics, too many games. Please don't act up, please don't play. Too many antics. Please don't act up, please don't play. Too many antics, too many games. Please don't act up, please don't play. Too many antics, too many games. Please don't act up, please don't play. Too many antics, too many games. So many forwards, so many lanes. Too many tracksuits, too many lanes. So many baby mums and young dads. Too many crazy dogs you back shack. One from the studio to go trap. Hood antics, we're out for that cash. Okay. Yeah, I'm stiff with a skank, I'm cranked in the ring with a whip in the shank. And I swear to God, my mum will go mad if she ever knew how much they left down right. I pull my gloves, that elastic pack, I grab the flip and I stretch that back. Put no face tap till it go snap. Hit so to my back till it go flat. I work plastic back till it go black. Wave pen on the scales till they go flat. Spray bars in the crowd till they go mad. Make chicks spin till they roll back. Scrapping the ding dong till I get catch. Drop game on the yachts till I get cash. And I've been the same since dad had a say so fam. I was back chat till I got lashed. Please don't act up, please don't play. Too many antics, too many games. So many forwards, so many flames. Too many tracksuits, too many chains. So many baby mums and young dads. Too many crazy dons who back shacks. Run for the studio to go trap. Hood antics, we're out for that cash. Please don't act up, please don't play. Too many antics, too many games. Please don't act up, please don't play. Too many antics. Please don't act up, please don't play. Too many antics, too many games. Please don't act up, please don't play. Too many antics, too many games. Please don't act up, please don't play. Too many antics, too many games. So many forwards, so many flames. Too many tracksuits, too many lanes. So many baby mums and young dads. Too many crazy dogs you back shack. Run from the studio to go turn. Those antics were out for that
Okay guys, that was AJ Tracey, Hood Antics by J.G Bootleg, and that was actually quite a good song. The Deeprot YouTube channel never failed to release a good banger. Speaking of the Deeprot YouTube channel, they actually released a track the other day, and it was only on the channel for a certain amount of time. I've got no reason as to why this happened, and it was an absolute banger. Like, I always try to click on them as soon as they upload, unless I'm doing a network radio show, then I like to play them on here and not listen to them first. But they uploaded and I just happened to click on it. You know, thought I'd give it a listen, and it's taken from an old song. It was taken from an old song. I think Your Love. So you know that sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. That one, that like pretty oldish track, and it had a pretty decent, you know, bass drop in it. And well, luckily I managed to play it. So hopefully, if you guys are subscribed to the channel, you guys got to play it. If not, then unfortunately, snooze you lose, because that was actually quite a good track. So anyway, so CJ Spicer says, do you want me to come on as a guest? So I actually did reply to this in the chat, but I will read it out. And pretty much what went down is yeah, I mean, I can have him on as a guest. I'll probably try and get him on a little later as well. We're also speaking to two people later on today, which you know, go to like wrestling training and stuff like that. One of them actually does shows, so we'll be finding out exactly what that is, what that is going to be like. Should be pretty good for you guys. And Martin just wants an invite to the party when we're not live and when we're not on air. And yes, guys, so I've actually been, you know, there's some new adverts for you guys in the advert break. I've not updated the Get in Touch yet, and I'm also going to make a new Harrison and Noble intro show as well. So make sure you stick around for future shows to hear that happen.
You're in tune to Network Radio.
Yes, you're in tune to Network Radio 108.9, and if there is anything you do want to talk about today, anything you want to get into, any debates, also to let you guys know, we are sponsored by SGS Clothing. They're releasing some new merchandise in the beginning of January, I believe the 6th of January to the exact. They're making hats, they're making cups, they're making t-shirts, jumpers, hoodies. They're also looking at making an iPad case, and they've also been making an iPhone case. The website is still under development at the moment and stuff like that, and they actually posted on Instagram today, so you can go ahead and follow them on Instagram. Just type in SGS Clothing, and they put a picture out today which literally says hey. So yes, the picture is hey, and it goes, hey everyone, I know you're probably waiting for all the merch, but we have a sponsor. There is this amazing radio show on YouTube called The Harrison and Noble Show. I love it. They report the news, have banter, weather and more. They have agreed to sponsor us on their show. Subscribe to him. It's Network Studios on YouTube, and his Instagram is at MC Noble. And, you know, pretty much just letting them know that we're you know that we're going there and that, you know, we're going there and doing stuff, getting stuff going. And stuff like that. Also, shout outs to Callum for making the NTV2 entertainment channel there. So there's been a lot of snow happening down south, quite a lot of snow. Where I am, which is kind of like East Yorkshire, we're meant to get some sort of Thursday night, Friday morning, but then later on Friday it's meant to turn to rain. So when they say that, I don't like specifically know how much we're going to get. So if you do like obviously live around in our area, you know, East Yorkshire, you know, sort of Bridlington, Scarborough, Hull, you know, that type of area, maybe even as far as York. I don't know if you're like going to get any snow or not, to be fair. I can't really tell you guys if you'll get any snow or not. If you guys like snow, then I guess all you guys can do is hope for the best, and you know, hope that you are going to get a little bit of white stuff and stuff like that. So I've got another track for you. I found this track the other day. Well, I heard it once before, but I didn't really take any notice of it. And then I actually decided to listen to it again and listen to the words. It's actually a pretty cool song. Actually, the words in it are quite good. They've got a good beat drop in it as well, which, you know, it's good when they have a good beat drop. But the words just kind of typically describes like a sort of a young man my age who's kind of like, say he's got married early, that type of thing, and you know, like the wife's chewing his ear off because they're broke, but all he wants to do is sesh at the weekend. And it's quite a good song actually. So I'm gonna play it for you guys on Network Radio. It's again by the Deep Rot YouTube channel. They do a good job. They practically post a new track every day, so if you haven't subscribed to them, go ahead and subscribe.
Monday again, yeah? We're kids. I'll get ready then, yeah? Jump on the bus. Get to work. Look at my boss's face. I hate his face. Finish work, get home. Look at my missus. Cause we're broke. Oh man, this week stressed me out. You know what I'm looking forward to? A bit of Friday and a proper naughty sesh. Naughty. Yeah? Do you want to come back to my kitchen? Naughty. Someone close the curtains, yeah? It's a sesh. Naughty. Naughty sesh. Naughty. Someone close the curtains, yeah? It's a sesh.
Alright guys, that was Majestic and Naughty Sesh. Majestic actually never failed to drop a banger there. Like, I've heard a few Majestic songs. I think they also did a Filthy Xmas. They've also done some like cool bassline stuff. They've also done that song, you know, that Push Me to the Edge, All My Friends Are Dead remix. They've also done a Big Shaq, Man's Not Hot. And they're actually quite good at dropping some sick tunes and making some sick beats. Anyway, guys, there's been a little bit of a change of plan, and we are going to be speaking to the people who train at the like the wrestling school. We're going to be speaking to them in just a few moments instead of later on, as one of them has to shoot and wouldn't have time for the interview if we didn't push it forward. So as of right now on Network Radio, the Harrison and Noble Show, we have Cole and Donamic. How are you doing today?
Hello.
Hello,
Not
how
too
you? How you doing? So they've come here today. They've come on air, come online, come on the stream to tell us a little bit about about their wrestling training and what it's like. So it's their time to talk away. Anything you do want to say, you can just post it in the comment chats, and I'll go ahead and read them, or you might just want to sit back and listen.
Dom, you start off. No, you start off.
Alright, so I'm Dominic, and I'm currently training to do shows and stuff, whereas Cole's been doing it since he's 8. I've been doing it for 2-3 months now. I'm taking it serious from tomorrow, hopefully, as I'm training at a different company. But I do work with a wrestling promotion called British Wrestling Revolution, which is located in Grimsby. Cole does performances on the shows. Yeah, I help out before and after a show with set and ring construction and stuff.
So what's it like training? You know, is there a lot of training to go in it, or?
There's a lot of training.
There's a lot of training, like learning from all the fundamentals, like what to do, and then like your own moveset.
Yeah,
and then you have to learn like how to interact with the crowd.
It's demanding as well. Like,
demanding.
It's really. Like, my stamina
It's not just in the training. You have to like put the graft in like outside like social media pages to get people into it. Do it. Like
promote, gym, train, promote,
promote
gym,
yourself.
train.
Yeah. I'm with you. So yeah, you can see, guys, a lot of stuff's gone into it. And where do you see yourselves in the future? You know.
Cole, can you explain this one to him?
Well, I think the main aim for everyone who partakes in wrestling training is WWE, but like some others are like more of the indie promotions like Ring of Honor, New Japan, all them sorts, but
yeah.
Indie scene, because with a WWE schedule, you're traveling 7 days a week, whereas on the indie scenes you can do it when you want.
I see what you mean. So as you can see there, guys, there's quite a bit of stuff what goes into it. And what's it like being in a ring, like, or the first time you went in a ring?
Hurts.
You know, I don't just necessarily mean fighting. I mean like just being able to step in it and.
It's scary.
Step in it,
like,
it's an honour to step into it, but
yeah,
when you're there, either performing a match or just training, like how to land correctly. Like, there's times when I've like escaped with less injuries, like a bruise, to like dislocations and broken bones.
I bet it's quite nervous as well, you know, when people are watching. I mean.
Well, it is when, like, the first time I made my debut, like, just behind the curtain, like, I was thinking, oh, what about if, like, it doesn't go to plan?
Yeah,
Like, what about if I can't do it and I just break down? But as soon as you're out there, it's just like training again. You're there, and it's just you versus him, and you have to get the better of him, and that's all what goes through your head at the time.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Cole's on a show in January, BWI Ignition
And whereabouts
January
is this
19th.
show located?
in Grimsby.
In Grimsby.
Grimsby and Carly's.
Did you say this was on the 19th?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
it is the 19th, Friday the 19th of January. Cole's
Well-
actually...
There you go, guys. You've got it there. The 19th, Grimsby.
And make sure to check the Facebook pages as well, British Wrestling Revolution.
Facebook,
And
British
then-
Wrestling. Yep.
From there, you can get links to Twitter and Instagram. Keep yourself up to date with all the news and stuff. It's incredibly busy over the Christmas period with posts and keeping people up to date.
I suppose if you guys give them a share, it helps them out, you know. Get some there in the scene, you know. Which is
there anything
quite
else you want
good.
to ask us, Ash?
I don't think so. No one else has wanted to say anything as of up to now. Is there anything like special that you have to wear? Like,
You wear your own outfit.
You
get
wear your own
outfit made.
like unique gear.
all right,
And,
fair enough.
It's best like have like padding so you can minimize the injury you get. So, like I wear knee pads just to
Yeah.
like, protect my knees. But other than that, it's just like everyday clothing if you want it to be.
Fair enough. All right, well, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ash.
Yeah, so that's Donna, Mick and Cole who train for wrestling, and Cole actually does shows. So we're going to take a short break, guys, and then after the break I will be back with some more tunes. So don't go anywhere, and we shall see you guys after the break.
Choose chicken. Choose the McDonald's Chicken McNuggets. Tender, juicy chicken McNuggets made with chicken breast meat, wrapped up in a crisp tempura batter, and accompanied by a range of limited one-time offer sauces, like our deliciously new caramelized onion dipping sauce. You could even up the heat and get your McNuggets with our fierce hot chili dipping sauce. Or are you chicken?
This year at Pills Pharmacy, this winter at Pills Pharmacy, we want you to stay clear of any illness. We want you to fight the illness so you're back up and running on your feet 100%. We are Pills Pharmacy, supplying medication for your colds, your headaches, your spots, your rashes, even your bruises. So come down to one of your local Pills Pharmacy stores today. Get the medication you need and get your illness back up and gone. Make yourself 100% again. Pills Pharmacy, here to help.
For a short-term loan that you control, visit longer.com. Straight talking money. Terms and conditions apply.
From across the country, from your area, you're in tune to 108.9 Network Radio.
You're in tune to the Harrison and Noble Show on Network Radio. Network Radio.
Yes, guys, welcome back to the Harrison and Noble Show. No Harrison today, we just have me. Before the break, we were talking to Donamic and Cole. They train for local wrestling company. They train for the British Wrestling, and they do some quite cool stuff. They also do some, you know, like cool shows. Does Cole, and you know, that type of thing, and stuff like that. So yeah, it was quite nice to talk to them. We might also be talking to CJ Spicer later, who plays in the Park Drive drama, and finding out what it's like to also play in the Park Drive drama. I mean, I obviously know that myself, but you guys might just be interested to hear it from let's say another character's point of view, and that type of thing might be interesting for you guys to hear it from another person's point of view. If you do want to comment in, you can just comment. Obviously, you can let me know how your Christmas has been. Hopefully you guys had a good Christmas. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Christmas. Hopefully you didn't get too fat from the turkey, and hopefully you got lots of nice gifts, spent it obviously with your, you know, with your family and stuff like that. And you know, hopefully you guys go ahead and have had a, you know, a fantastic time, because that's what we want to hear on Network Radio. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly like everything that, you know, we want to go ahead and obviously you know, here on the Network Radio Show, we like to keep this a happy show. So anything you guys have got to say, all you guys have got to go ahead and do is just make sure you tune in. So I've got another tune for you guys now here on the Harrison and Noble Show, and this is Tool. This is Fearless PT 2 feat Chris Linton, and it's the non-copyrighted sound release. You're on Network Radio, keep tuning in.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating.
And it's the part 2, guys, of the Fearless.
Pain I felt is paid, all is said and done. I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to keep the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear I break the person you're on. Break out, I've got to
Yes, that was an absolutely good tune. Actually, it had a decent beat in it. I really liked that. We're going to be talking to two different people now later. Well, we're going to be talking to the same person who we were before. We're going to be talking to CJ, but we've also got another Park Drive actor, a fairly new Park Drive actor to talk to. And if you guys have been watching Park Drive, which, you know, I hope you guys have, then you'll know that he's just sort of entered right into one of our sort of older characters' big storylines, Sean Scouser. So this guy kind of joined Park Drive and got in with Sean straight away, who had broke into a house and was staying there overnight, and he has now also gone on as this new character to being involved in a Christmas house fire, trying to go in and save people. And if you ask me, I think that's a pretty sick way to join Park Drive. He's joined in an absolutely amazing way. He's been included into some massive storyline already, and there's probably going to be more for him in the future, so it'll be interesting to talk to him and find out exactly what it's like for him and what it's also like for CJ to be in Park Drive.
You're in tune to Network Radio.
Yes, you're in tune to Network Radio, and if you guys do want to get in touch, it needs updating, but this is some of the ways you can get in touch.
Get in touch with the Harrison and Noble Show. Follow these steps. Comment down below in the live stream. Or email Noble at mcnoble18@gmail.com. It's as simple as that. Comment your debates, your comments, and we will read them live on air.
So yes, guys, you can email me, mcnoble18@gmail.com. It's simple. I will read your emails. I will read your debates. What do you guys have for me here on the show tonight? What would you guys like to say? You can comment down below. I will read out your debates. It can be about anything, you know, around the world, anything. Sort of introducing the news, anything like that. NTV2, the home of television, says hi, and yes, hi, welcome. This guy does an amazing job. He runs an NTV2 channel for me now, which is kind of sound. Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Am I going good now? I think we might have just had a little bit of something there. Yeah, we should be back good. It's all part of running a radio show. Like the way I do it, it's a lot harder than you guys think. Like, I've got to make sure my iPad's charged up for like music and sound effects. Got to make sure my phone's charged up for like reading the comment chats. Gotta make sure that my PS4 pad, doesn't die of charge. I've also got to go ahead and, make sure that like people aren't gonna like join chat parties and just start talking, ruin the whole thing. There's a lot of work that goes into Network Studios. And you know, hopefully you guys can appreciate that sometimes we are going to mess things up and sometimes we are going to get things wrong. So going back to what I was going to talk about when you guys couldn't hear me, I installed a iPad app the other day, and now as I usually do, I scroll through Facebook and I scroll through Instagram, and you guys know that every now and again you get these like adverts for like an app you can install on the store, you know, like a free game or something. And there's this one called Pixie, and pretty much what you do is you colour in some, you know, you colour in pictures basically, and you can buy some pictures or you can get a few free pictures. And pretty much what happens is what you do is you click on a picture, so say it's a free one, it loads it up, and you get different numbers, and each number is a different colour. So, say for example, like 7 is a yellow. You colour all the 7s in with the colour yellow, and it's actually a really like it's time consuming is the app. Like you've got to spend a lot of time, you know, like colouring in, and sometimes like if it's a big picture, then you've got to make sure, you know, that all the colours are coloured in right, and it's actually like it's a lot harder than you guys actually think. Like it's definitely possibly something that you guys probably won't think is as bad as it actually is. But if you guys like a challenge and you guys like to let's say colour something in from time to time, then I'll tell you guys now that this app might be for you. Or if you don't have a lot of time or you get stressed out with things what take a long time to colour in and stuff like that, then don't go ahead and install it, because it's not a thing for you guys. But I just thought I'd let you know. And I also installed a drum pad machine app as well, which is quite good. You can actually play Ed Sheeran, Shape of You on it. I'll play it right now for you guys while we're here. You joined a community named Norwood Cast. Does that mean you're a character now? You're in it. Yeah, I said I wanted to be part of the show. I said that I'd be a character. So yeah, go ahead and put me in it. We've also got remix guys. You can choose your character. Well, I played Steve Woods in Park Drive Drama. I'm sure a lot of you guys know that. And what I'm actually going to do with this, guys, I will tell you here on Network Radio before we go into another tune, is I used the normal default Steve skin. So I will use that skin again, but I'll use it under a different name. Like, now that actor's died in Park Drive, you know, like he's left that show, but now he's like being offered a job working on another show. So it'll be like the same person, but it'll be like acting as a different character instead of Steve Woods. So you guys know that Steve Woods was like made up, acted by Josh Backer, who also, you know, presented the NTV 10 PM news. So like, since he's left Park Drive, he obviously wouldn't sit there twiddling his thumbs. You know, Josh Backer's an actor. He'd go out there and he'd get himself some other stuff, and he has done some other stuff. He's returned back to Park Drive as a ghost. He's also played he also played a role in Payback. He also played a short role in The Pub Robbery, and he also played an episode in Neighbours Secrets. So it'll be interesting to see how he acts out in Norwood. So yeah, I'm definitely saying that we get him down in Norwood. I'm saying that we give him something, we give him a challenge, because Josh Backer playing Steve Woods, me playing Steve Woods, you know, sort of, you know, I always give him a challenge. I always like to give him something that he can really test his abilities to. I think, you know, that's important that we do. Obviously give him something that he's actually, you know, that he's actually going to be good at, something that he actually, you know, that isn't too easy for him, but at the same time isn't too hard for him. We've got The Chosen Few, Nobody's Business. You're on Network Radio. NTV2, the home of television, says I play Nathan Westfield in Norwood. Nice. And he also says that maybe Sean could have a flashback to where he was homeless and he robbed people in Norwood before going to PD. Maybe, but we'd have to make it like a long time ago. Like if we were to do that, we'd have to make it like years ago. We couldn't make it like, say, like 2 years ago, because Sean was homeless like when he was 14 years old. Like Sean was kicked out of his house like in the 80s when he was 14. So Sean was born in the 70s, but he was like kicked out as a teenager, and until he was like pretty much an adult. You know, till he was pretty much like maybe 20, or maybe a good few years. He was, you know, he obviously played a part of being homeless, but maybe we could even make it that maybe Sean lived in Norwood as a kid. Maybe that's where Sean lived as a kid. Maybe that apartment, what we filmed, you know, which was a room inside, maybe like just pretending that maybe that was an apartment place in Norwood. But we'd have to see exactly how that would play out. So anyway, guys, as from us at Network Radio, we're going to be taking a break very, very soon, and stuff like that. And then once we've taken a break, I will be back with the news and weather, and then we should be interviewing the two people from Park Drive, so you guys get a little sort of, you know, idea of what it's like for them playing in Park Drive. But we aren't going to go ahead and, you know, give you guys, you know, we aren't going to go ahead and give you guys the advert break just yet, because I'm very nice, and because I'm obviously, you know, a very, very generous guy. I am going to go ahead and find you guys another tune. Or as a matter of fact, if there is any tune that you would like to hear, comment it down below in the live stream, and I may put it on for you. I'll give this like few moments of me finding a tune for you, your time to go ahead and you know, to go ahead and suggest a tune. If not, then I do have a tune, so don't, you know, don't go ahead and think that that's it. But you know, if there is anything you want to say, I will give you just a few seconds to suggest that in. If not, then I am going to go with a tune. But you know, if there's anything you guys would like to hear on Network Radio, go ahead and suggest it in, comment it in. Comment the tunage in. Yes, some of these tunes I will be playing on Blast to the Past as well. I'm putting a few classics in. You know, we all love our classics from time to time. But yeah, anything you guys want to hear on Network Radio, comment it in. It doesn't necessarily have to be this song, because right now I'm actually going to play for you Disco Blue. Disco Blue. We'll maybe play your song after.
There's a void where there should be ecstasy.
That was Disco Blue, Disco Blur. That's actually a really good tune. I'm ordering a new mic for Tomoz so I can do Norwood sooner. Get Norwood on the go. That's all I say. Get Norwood on the go. Norwood isn't a mate. Could be a really good thing. It could work out quite well. It actually, not that I'm saying it would, but it could be a competition for Part Drive. Part Drive's good, but you've got good editing skills. That's what I'm saying. So maybe, like, you know, Part Drive could have some contest. We're going to have an advert break and then I'll be back with the latest news. So don't go anywhere.
Hello. Hello, sir. I hear you having problems putting together your new kitchen unit.
Oh, yeah, the instructions say...
What now?
The instruction manual. It makes absolute...
Stop reading that.
Well, what would you suggest I use?
I suggest you use the fact you're a man.
Huh?
Guys who got pride never relied on no guide, sucker. I'll give you some step-by-step instructions. Buy Snickers, remove wrapper, bite chocolate, and get some nuts. Go to GetSomeNuts.tv for more Snickers man coaching.
This year at Pills Pharmacy, this winter at Pills Pharmacy, we want you to stay clear of any illness. We want you to fight the illness so you're back up and running on your feet 100%. We are Pills Pharmacy, supplying medication for your colds, your headaches, your spots, your rashes, even your bruises. So come down to one of your local Pills Pharmacy stores today. Get the medication you need and get your illness back up and gone. Make yourself 100% again. Pills Pharmacy, here to help.
Hiya, darling. Hiya, Mum. I'm on my way round. I'll be there at 6. Don't forget the roasties. I forgot the roasties, and it's nearly 5 o'clock. What am I going to do? I know. Asda. Asda's open 24/7 with a wide range of pre-cut foods. We're really here when you need us. These roasties are delicious.
The urban jungle, we see two impressive specimens, the agile MG3 and the larger MG6. And now you can explore MG with offers including free insurance, interest-free credit, great part exchange and free weekends away. See mg.co.uk/offers.
Free insurance is underwritten by Allianz Insurance PLC. MG 3 and 6 finance subject to status. 18s and over. Financed by MG. 0% representative APR. Terms and conditions apply. Visit mg.co.uk for details.
From across the country, crossing your area, you're in tune to 108.9 Network Radio.
Yes, hello and welcome to the Network Radio News. Don't know what happened to the intro there. Snow and ice disrupts travel and power supplies across the UK. A lorry stuck in snow on the A14 in Northampton. Snowstorms have disrupted travel across many parts of the country and left thousands of homes without power. An incident in treacherous conditions closed the M1 for several hours this morning, but it reopened at 12:30 p.m. A lorry crashed and closed all three lanes southbound before junction 19, with Leicestershire police telling the news it was likely caused by wintry conditions. The worst of the snow fell across the Midlands and parts of Wales, with motoring organisations reporting a sewage in minor bumps and breakdowns. The RAC said it attended a dozen vehicles on the M25 alone, blaming a large pothole for causing the punctures and wheel damage. The seasonal weather hits as many people prepared to return to work after a short Christmas break. Engineers were rushed to restore power to more than 24,000 homes. There are still around 13,899 without electricity across the southwest and central parts of the country. A build-up of snow and ice on power lines was blamed for bringing them down. Also, a Hermes wagon also span out and jackknifed on the motorway. Band of snow brings chaos. The condition risk further trouble for the roads on Wednesday evening because of wind-spread ice warnings. Earlier, a lorry jackknifed on the M5 at junction 11A on the A46 was closed in both directions between the A435 and the A422 near Alcester. The disruption on the A14 westbound in Suffolk between junctions 47, Elmswell and 45 due to flooding, while a stretch of road was temporarily closed at the junction 3 due to snow drivers. There are understood to have been stuck for several hours. Major snow going across the UK. Looks like we're having a lot of snow. Sick children evacuated from Syrian rebel enclave. Staff from the international community of the Red Cross take part in an evacuation in Eastham Grota. The first Red Cross ambulance carrying critically ill patients, including children with cancer, have been allowed to leave the rebel-held enclave in Damascus. The evacuation has been allowed by the Syrian government following a prisoner exchange deal with the rebels. The first 4 patients have left for treatment in local hospitals, and over the next 5 days another 25 will follow to obviously go ahead and get the treatment. Tribute to dedicated officer killed in Christmas Day road crash. A dedicated police officer and 60-year-old woman killed in a crash on Christmas Day have been named. South Yorkshire Police PC Dave Fields, 45, was responding to an incident on Monday when the marked police BMW he was driving was in a collision with a Citroen in which Lorraine Stephenson was a passenger. PC Fields finally said in a statement, Dave was a loving husband and dad of 2 who was a dedicated officer committed to his job. PC Dave Fields was driving the marked police BMW. We are heartbroken by our loss. PC Fields and Mr. Stephenson suffered fatal injuries and were pronounced dead shortly after the crash at 8:15 p.m. on Christmas Day. So they must have been obviously driving on Christmas, on Christmas Day night. Woman killed in Boxing Day police chase, hit and run crash is named by police. Susan Shaw died on Boxing Day after being hit by a car that was being chased by police. A woman who died just after being struck by a car which was being chased by police has been officially identified as Susan Shaw, a mother of 2 disabled children. The 47-year-old pedestrian was hit by a Vauxhall Corsa in High Street, Riston, near Blackburn at about 5:50 p.m. on Boxing Day. Lancashire police said the driver of the Corsa failed to stop at the scene, but the car was later recovered in nearby Cliff Street. Investigations are underway to identify the driver, officers said in a statement. Mrs. Shaw's family said she was well known within the local community in Riston and spent a lot of time on local charitable cases. She also switched on Richton, which raised money through the year for Christmas lights and decorations throughout the town. And Susan was a very creative, enjoyed crafting. She would sell items she had made to raise money for the switch on for the Christmas lights. Susan was a loving mother of 2 and also much loved daughter and sister, and she will be surely missed by all who knew her. So that has been the news. Now let's go ahead and get the weather.
Get the latest weather with Network Radio so you can plan your journeys ahead.
Yes, guys, that is correct. I am here to give you the weather for some of the areas. So in the East Yorkshire, around the Driffield area, it's currently now 1 degrees, but when it gets to about 9 o'clock at night, that temperature is going to drop to 0 degrees. Then going on through the middle of the night, it's actually going to drop to -1 degrees, and as you can see, it's actually going to start to get a little bit cooler. Coming into 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, it's actually going to go back up to 0 degrees, but that's not exactly what you would call going up very much. The sun will rise at 8:20 a.m. in the morning, and it will stay sunny for pretty much, all of the day. It's going to stick around, it's going to stick around 1 degrees, 2 degrees. From dinner time, it'll go up to about 3 degrees, but then it will drop again at night. The sun will set at 15:46. In the London area, it's going to more or less roughly be the same. It's going to, from 9 o'clock tonight, it's going to go to that 1 degrees. Then in the middle of the night, but not as early as it was going to do around the East Yorkshire area. Not till about 5 in the morning. About 5 in the morning will be when it drops to the 0 degrees. The sun will rise at the same time, and again, it's going to be sunny all day, but it's going to get a little bit warmer down south than it actually is going to do for us. It's going to go up to actually 4 degrees. The sun will set at the same time, and the temperatures will drop to, sort of back down to 2 degrees. Then it will go to 1 degrees about 7, and there could be just possibly risks of maybe a little, sort of cold shower, of maybe sleet and snow. Nothing exactly too much to report on. Up in Edinburgh right now it's 1 degrees, but when it gets to 9 o'clock it will drop to -1. It will go down to 0 degrees from about midnight. It's going to stay around -1 degrees all night. The sun will rise at 8:44 a.m. and it's going to stay pretty much sunny all day, but it's not really going to get much warmer. It's going to more or less stay around the 1 degrees, 2 degrees. The sun will set at 15:45. A cold night. Edinburgh for Friday though, could be expecting quite a fair few snow showers. Going into Douglas on the Isle of Man, it is 3 degrees right now. It's going to go up to 4 degrees at 9 o'clock. Then about midnight it's going to drop back down to 3 degrees. It will stay about 3 degrees all night. The sun will rise at 8:37, and again it will be sunny more or less all day. as what I can see. At 16:01 the sun will set, and it's going to be about 3 degrees, 2 degrees for the night. There's going to be some rain showers there on Friday, a bit of wind on Saturday, but it doesn't look like they are expecting any snow, and that's pretty much going to be it for the weather update. So you've had your news, you've had your weather. Back on to the Harrison and Noble show.
You're in tune to the Harrison and Noble show on Network Radio. Network Radio.
I think that was the best news I ever gave there. I have to say, like, I got to give myself a pat on the back for that one. I don't think I did too bad there. Martin says, are you allowed to play copyrighted music? Possibly not. I've not been copyrighted yet, so I usually play a mix of non-copyrighted music and sort of like, you know, old music, but I'm talking like late 80s, early 90s house music, a bit like what we do on Blast of the Past. It hasn't been copyrighted yet, so until I get any, you know, sort of copyright emails or warnings, I'm not gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna go ahead and you know, like, stop playing it until I like have any sort of message saying that I'm not allowed. I've got a plot. Steve moves as my neighbour and he gives Nathan some money, but he accidentally gives his driver's license and his true identity is revealed. That's a good idea, but I won't be called Steve in Norwood, so don't, like, you know, I'm not going to be called Steve in Norwood. When am I getting my DJ voice? Your DJ voice will try and get made tonight. I will try and make it. I know what you want, so I can go ahead and make it. Play Dying in Your Arms. Yes, I might play that. Can Noreen get an interview? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Noreen might be able to get an interview, but, you know, I might have to interview myself, like, you know how it goes. And we've got CJ Spicer calling in, so we're going to do the interview with him right now. Here we go, he's coming in right now. Oh, and the call failed. Let me go ahead and call him back there and see what goes down. Here we are. Hello, CJ. Welcome to Network Radio.
Is your mic broke?
No, my mic is not broke.
Because Ben said earlier on it went in that type and then you haven't been in the party since.
I've got no clue, but welcome to Network Radio.
Don't make me join us by the party.
No, we can do it by phone call if you like. We can do it by phone call. You're here, you're live on air, 108.9 Network Radio. Going to ask you a few questions about your Park Drive character today.
Right.
Is Ben with you, or?
No, we're going to do it by party, but...
Oh, well, maybe I can get Ben another time. So, what's it like to play your character in the Park Drive drama series?
Well, it's a good character, you know, catch a few criminals in the way and that, go investigations and stuff like that.
So you would say it is fun to, you know, play a police officer? You would say it's fun?
Yeah, I'd say it's fun, yeah.
Say it's fun. What would you say has been the best thing you've done in Park Drive since you've joined? I mean, you've done a lot. You've done a lot of things, from the moving in party, investigating Steve Wood's death. You also attended a house fire. The other episode, you know, you've done a few things.
Yeah, probably found out Steve Wood's death.
Yeah, that was good, you know, you had to go and do a lot of interviews, did your character in there. And where do you see your character going in the future? To bigger police investigations?
Probably, you know, going to crashes and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
more into deaths and stuff like that, find out investigations, stuff like that.
Okay, and who would you say is, you know, one of your favourite people in Park Drive to work with, you know, to do scenes with, to, you know, work with?
Well, I would say I don't know really, because I haven't been in most Park Drive scenes yet because of things going on in life and that. So I'll probably say Liam, because even though he's not like brother in it now and that, he's like a good character.
Yeah, he's running his garage. Yeah, he's running his garage. So yeah, if anyone else wants to say anything while we've got CJ on the phone call, you know, you can go ahead and ask him something in and stuff like that while we're here on air. And stuff like that. CJ obviously plays Michael Robinson, who is obviously a police officer. What do you think of your house in Park Drive? Do you like the house? Would you like to live anywhere else down the neighbourhood?
Well, the house I've got now, I'll probably stay in that to about maybe 45 episodes, and then possibly on from there move to a bit of a bigger house, you know.
Yeah, you know, get going a bit more, maybe somewhere a bit closer to the station, maybe somewhere with a bit more room to park a cop car. Yeah, there's plenty of I'm sure there'll be plenty of places around the time for you to move to, you know. Sure, there'll be plenty of things to go down in, you know, obviously in there. And RT 2016 says, mate, this is dire. I'm not quite sure exactly what he's meaning by that, but thanks for coming on to Network Radio. Thanks for telling us, you know, about your character, what it's like to play in. Just one thing before you go: what is it like working with the cast of Park Drive? Is it fun? You know, do you get along and have a laugh with them?
Oh yeah, I get along and a laugh with them. Yeah, it's really fun, really getting into stuff so you're not bored and that.
Yeah, I suppose it wouldn't be boring. Someone says here, is CJ still going to be in PD, or will he be joining Norwood on a guest appearance? Are you still in, you'll still be in PD, won't you?
Oh yeah, I'll be still in PD, yeah.
Yeah, CJ as a character also played a part in Payback. He was one of the fathers to a son what robbed a shop. And I also believe he also appeared in the pub robbery, which was good for him. But I think right now, and I think CJ knows right now, don't you, that you have that you've got your character going in PD, and you know, I suppose, you know, if ever the time came where, say, a storyline came up and it would maybe finish his character, which that might not happen for ages, you know, it just depends how Park Drive goes, what fits in with the story. Would you maybe consider looking at something else if Park Drive ever came to an end?
Possibly not. I'd probably still watch the episodes and that, see what's going on and that, so see how it's like getting on without my character in it and stuff.
Fair enough. I suppose you've got your answer, but I guess never say never. Why is there so many questions about Norwood? I guess Norwood is going to be I think Norwood's going to be a good thing. Who's Steve's fake name going to be? Well, Steve was his name in Park Drive. His real name, not his acting name, is Josh Backer. So I guess his fake name could possibly be something like Paul, but then his real name would be something else. But I'm sure that'll get planned as obviously like Norwood becomes a thing. And one quick question, CJ, will you be tuning into Norwood just to have a look how that looks like, you know, in spare time?
Possibly, yeah.
I'm going to be a part of it because I don't obviously do my Steve Woods anymore, but I still do Sean Scouser and Noreen, so I might not be able to be in Norwood all the time. But anyway, thanks for coming in today, CJ, talking to us. Thanks for coming on to Network Radio. It's been CJ Spicer. He plays Michael Robinson in the Park Drive drama series, and thanks for tuning in.
No worries, kiddo.
All right, you are listening to Network Radio. We've got more tunes coming up for you right this way. So please, whatever you do not go anywhere. We're having a blast tonight.
You're in tune to Network Radio.
It needs updating. I say this time and time again. I'm also alone without Harrison today. But if you guys do want to get in touch with the show, this is what you guys can do. In order to get in touch, there is some new ways, and I will explain them just after.
Get in touch with the Harrison and Noble Show. Follow these steps. Comment down below in the live stream, or email Noble at mcnoble18@gmail.com. It's as simple as that. Comment your debates, your comments, and we will read them live on air.
So yes, you can email me, mcnoble18@gmail.com. But if you are one of them people who has a Facebook account, logs into Facebook, shares a few pictures, shares a few videos, inboxes a mate, adds a picture of a day out on there, then you might be interested in just liking our Network Radio Facebook page. It's just another way to see what's happening with Network Radio when we're going live, what's happening. You also see some, a cool few videos getting shared through, on the page, something funny you might like to find. Or again, anything you want to ask us, maybe signing up to be part of Network Radio. Anything that you guys, would like to see a bit more of or something, you can just get in touch with our Facebook page and, it's obviously, a chance for you to do a bit more. We also have some ways you can tweet us, but we don't, unfortunately, have Harrison with us today. I more deal with Facebook, he more deals with Twitter, so you'll have to ask Harrison for that. And you can just search Harrison Banks on Instagram or on Facebook. You can send him an inbox. I'm sure he will get back to you, as he is like me. He likes interacting with you guys. We've got Trivium, Dying in Your Arms. So tune in. You're obviously on Network Radio. Play Gone by Cold Rain, rather. Yep, Cold Rain. Yes, I might play that a little later, but we're playing Dying in Your Arms right now.
Nothing that makes sense.
Well, there you are, guys. That is Dying in My Arms. I like the guitar in that, actually. I'm not gonna lie, like, I never really used to be into band music, and then quite recently I went to a pub just to see, like, a local band. They're actually quite good. You've got you see, when you're a musician yourself, you kind of understand more, like, about the other types of music. Like, I like my music for one reason, but they like their music for another reason. And when you're, like, a big sort of person into music, you know, you kind of understand why people like that style of music, and you've got to get in there. And, you know, sometimes a style of music that you've maybe never really, you know, listened to much before, maybe, you know, you might sort of think, actually, it's not a bad song, you know, like, you've got to give that type of music a chance. Just because there's, you know, types of songs in that style of music you maybe don't like, doesn't mean that there isn't a song in that style of music that you don't like, because you never know, there possibly is. Anyway, we're going to another track now by Vital Technics, Techniques, should I say, and this is Mucky by Second to None Music. It's a good track, so make sure you go ahead and tune in. You're on Network Radio. We're getting close to the end of the show, but we have had a good show, so thank you guys for tuning in for that. I always appreciate your company here on Network Radio. This might be the last Harrison and Noble show before the new year, but we'll get into that after the song.
My dons get mucky. In the dance, my dons get in the dance, my dons get in the dance, my dons get
That was Vital Techniques, that was Mucky. I didn't play the full version, it's quite a long song. I didn't want to play it all for you guys, as I don't want to bore you if it's not your style of music. I just put it on for something for you guys to maybe find as a new song. Also just something for you guys to play. So yeah, what I was saying before the song, this might be, you know, our final Harrison and Noble show this year. I know we haven't done many. This was kind of a, what would you call it, a beginning decision. Like, it wasn't properly what you would call thought out. Like, I kind of thought, hey, I want to do a radio show. Did a practice episode for network radio. Did a little show, and then Harrison just happened to say, you know, oh, good show. And I just happened to say, well, hey, look, you know, do you want to help me? We could do like a duo show together. He was like, yeah, you know what, let's give it a go type thing. We gave it a go. Quite a few people actually joined in. And we just thought, hey, you know, let's make this a thing. There was no kind of like months of planning. We just kind of thought, and now I just kind of think on the spot of ways to improve our show, ways to kind of, you know, like make the show even better. And that's what we try to do. That's what we try to do each episode and stuff like that. And Harrison is just now live. And wow, he's actually live right now. I tell you what, guys, let's see what Harrison is doing right now. Let's take this in. He's here right now. We might actually be able to hear our Harrison. Yep, I can see him right now. Let me comment in. Let's see what he has to say. Here's our Harrison. I couldn't get hold of him today, that's why he didn't join.
Yeah, does not want to work. I can go onto it. Yeah, I'm connected to the internet. I tried to join parties.
Alright, looks like he's having an internet issue.
Online. It's not working. So,
I guess he's not working, he's not connecting in.
Yeah, well.
It's kind of like freezing a bit for me right now. He probably did get my comments, but because it's freezing for me, I won't hear him read them out. Yeah, it keeps freezing now. Let me try and... Yeah, it's freezing like mad. Anyway, so we know that Harrison's internet was playing up. We know that's why. We know that's why. You know. We know that's why he couldn't get in. We know, like, obviously that's why you were with us today. You've got to admit, guys. Well, you've got to kind of realise, guys, that sometimes we will have internet issues. Sometimes shows maybe won't go ahead. Sometimes things maybe won't. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, do you know? That's the way it's the way it goes. The way it is, and yeah. Alright guys, I think we have about come to the end of the show. I would like to give a massive thank you to you guys for tuning in. It's been an absolutely mental show. A lot's happened. We've spoke to 2 people who train for wrestling. We found out what that's like to you know, train for wrestling. One of them even does shows. This video will come out as a video after, so if you have missed the interview, you can go back and watch it. We spoke to CJ Spicer, who plays Michael Robinson in Park Drive. We've spoke to him about how he feels about playing Park Drive, what he thinks it's like, how he finds playing his character. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been another great show. Someone once gone by Coldrain. Yep, well that will now have to be another show. He left, he stopped tuning in, so I thought he'd gone, and yeah, I'm afraid unfortunately we have run out of time. If he suggests it next time and sticks around, I will play it for him. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been Ash on Network Radio. I believe I will be back with Back to the Classics very, very soon, in a couple of days maybe, depending what goes down. Harrison should be back soon on the Harrison and Noble Show, hopefully next time, and also Sports Talk should be here soon as well. Thank you for your company, guys. You've been tuning in to Network Radio.